Good morning. It's, what is it? Day 5, I think. Today we've got a few things to do. We've got to mount the seat properly and amongst other things. So, right. This is the first thing. Mount these plates that I cut out on there like that. One hole for the struts, one hole if I want to put a rack on at any time, or mud guards or anything. So they've got to go on there. Then I've got to build a bracket to go on the back here to the other end of this strut, and I'll need some rear brakes, won't I? So, got one of these, or two of these. These are brays on V-brake bosses. Now, I've got to work out where they need to go on here. Whereabouts. So I'll put a V-brake on it and mess about and sort of eye it up and measure against other bikes and things and find out where it needs to go. I'll file that curve there, and then I'll have to weld that on. But that's the first bit for the day. Weld this on, make a bracket for that, get the V-brakes on. That's the position I want that piece of metal in. Packed it out, I've clamped a piece of steel on the back, and then I've put a spacer in because I want it just inboard. Yeah, so that's clamped in place, that's where I want it. Run a weld along it and do the other side. Right, I've hand filed these V-brake bosses and I've put them on a little bit of metal, and I'm checking everything is nice and square and equal. You don't want them on the wonk, do you? It's got to be right, because it's your brakes. Next thing I have to do is hope that when I weld it I don't blow holes in them. I don't know what the material is. It's probably just, it's okay, it's probably just normal steel, but you never know. Well, that's the seat mounted. Got the struts welded in. They can go a lot more reclined than that, but at the moment that will do. What is next? Right, oh, if you see blood on it, don't worry, it's just I need to sort this out. Won't stop bleeding. Suffer for your art. Right, so that is that. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put the camera on the tripod and have a pretend pedal so I can see where my knee position is and where we can put the bars. That's a good idea. bit of a crutch. Probably change that stem for something nicer. That's the collar that is meant to be for clamping propellers onto boat drive shafts, propeller shafts. There we go. That's what I'm going to use to clamp it, amongst other things. That's a crappy old stem off a kid's bike, but it'll do for now. These bars are actually off a scooter that I had. But I've kept them because they're ideal for something like this. That'll do it, I think. Right. Cut splits in here. That goes on, but it's a bit loose. Jack Daniels and Coke aluminium can shim. Put that on. Ooh, that's better. I think that's it. Don't think that's going anywhere. Hang on. I think I'll drill a couple of holes, or one hole, probably M5, and I'll put a thread on the inside of the quill stem and just put a bolt through as well, just to make sure everything's locked and loaded. But see you later. Next problem. That's your little V-brake boss. Fit on there, but it's too far away. Look at that. That's no good. So I'm going to have to bring this out more, so that we've got a nice bit of a leverage on that. Putting it there is no good at all. Look at it. You'll never be able to use that. So I think if I cut a bit of steel plate, tack weld this on, then I can slide it back and forth till I get the desired length. Yeah. Then I can weld it onto the bar here, and that's another problem solved. It's a shame, but that's the thing with these builds, it's all little problems. Alrighty. Welded that on. You waste a lot of hours doing stuff like this on one of these builds. It's not just, oh, I know what to do. It is a lot of fiddling about. And thinking. I reckon right there. Mark that quickly. If I get a clamp, put it on there, then I can weld it on. Let me get a clamp. crucial little decisions like this take all the time. But it's worth messing about, because once it's welded on, it ain't coming off. That'll do. Just weld it on. Well, I've done a couple of tack welds on there, and they seem okay. Nice wide gap at the top, but that's alright, because you get a bit more leverage, I think, and less chance of hitting the tyre. So let's weld those on properly. Right, they're welded in. That's done. They work. It's pretty much the end of the welding and the fabrication. I've got to cut the end of that and put a cap on it. Weld the inside of those. I don't know whether to put a cap on there or not, front and back. I might put a thing on the front, a little nubbin for the light mount. I've got a nice newer marathon tyre to go on the front to match the back. I suppose the next thing is to put all the brakes and the gears on, get them all working, and take it for test runs and see. It's a shame really, I'm enjoying all the fabrication work. Well, I think she's ready for a test run, first ever. She's got brakes, she's got gears, she's got a tube down there which is going to be covered in handlebar tape, wrapped in handlebar tape to hide all that. It's all temporary at the moment, but I think it's ready for a test run. Let's see what we can do. First test run. I can actually see over these cables.
I'm gonna race him.
Stay out the way, because if I fall, I might squash you, okay? I've never rode this before. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh, easy. I call that a success. Oh, funny. It's so tall.